Good evening, everyone. I'm Karina Marlow, and as you've heard, I'm a second-year Macquarie Law student. I'm studying a combined media law degree, which has so far been a great help in channeling my love of reading and talking into something a bit more productive. I grew up in Seven Hills in Western Sydney and graduated 2 years ago from Model Farms High School. To be honest, I was never one of those students who knew exactly what they wanted to be when they were at school. I enjoyed most subjects, but when confronted with the decision of what to do for work experience in Year 10, I followed my love of English and debating and interned in a solicitor's firm. At the time, I wasn't really sure exactly what a lawyer did, but I enjoyed watching the arguments in court, if not the secretarial work that I got to experience. I met a young intern at the firm who was studying a media law degree and who sparked my idea for my current degree, as well as my interest in the possibility of undertaking exchange. However, I was still unsure, and over the next 2 years, I attended countless open days and law information nights, spoke to people who had studied law, and researched different universities to make my final decision. My choice to study at Macquarie was influenced by a few things. I had spoken to students who were studying at the university, and their feedback was largely positive and enthusiastic. I was interested in studying overseas and heard that Macquarie had a great travel grant program, as well as a variety of countries to study in. I'd also heard about opportunities such as the Global Leadership Program, which encourages students to sort of broaden their horizons and has great speakers, including previous High Court Judge Michael Kirby that come and speak to the students that are involved in the program. I had looked at all the law information booklets, but the final influence, after all my research, debating, indecision, was the helpfulness and hospitality that was shown to me by both students and staff at the information day, just a few days prior to UAC applications closing. I found that talking to real students instead of just reading the mountains of booklets and material that I received from different universities that I'd accumulated really made a difference in my general perspective on university study. So I'd really encourage you to talk to the students that are here and me afterwards to find out what it's really like to study at university and to take advantage of those opportunities. By talking to other students, I was informed about the many strengths of Macquarie Law School. Firstly, the focus on interdisciplinarity, where disciplines like sociology, media, psychology are integrated into the learning of law. Secondly, the reputation of Macquarie Law School, with its experienced lecturers and alumni, as you'll hear, who have gone on to establish illustrious careers. Thirdly, the wealth of opportunities offered, whether they were volunteering or job opportunities, seminars, social events like the Law Review. I personally found there are plenty of opportunities at Macquarie University. I personally found the transition from high school to university reasonably enjoyable, if challenging at times. I found the biggest challenge was getting used to the environment of university. I wasn't in any classes with anyone I knew, and it sometimes felt a bit daunting to be one in a lecture of hundreds. I had hours during the day with no classes at all, but was soon given enough readings and essays to replace the joy of procrastination. I really enjoyed tutorials, which are similar to a school class in size, and which made it easier to make friends, ask questions, and to seek help with those all-important law assignments. In the first few weeks, we were also given advice from the student mentors who helped us with everything from buying bus passes to undertaking research at the library. My initial anxiety and fear of not having done legal studies for the HSC was quashed by our first legal subject, as George mentioned, Foundations of Law. I got plenty of help and feedback from my tutor and learned about the legal system, from the basic skills lawyers use every day to guest lectures on topics including international and Indigenous law. I also found the ability to play back lectures and participate in group discussion forums online a great tool to pick up anything that I might have missed. As part of the course, we were given the opportunity to apply our legal skills as part of a group research project. I chose the human rights group, and we focused on the contemporary and sometimes controversial issue of homosexual marriage in Australia in light of the recent government and social debates at the time. We were challenged to not only come up with legal issues and research them, but to suggest possible areas for reforming the law or altering social policy and attitudes. As part of the project, I became aware of the close relationship that my media degree could have with my law degree, particularly in the policy aspect, learning about the influence that the media can have on policies and therefore on the law. I would also like to add that joining Macquarie Law School doesn't just end at turning up for lectures and tutorials. It's the gateway to plenty of other fun activities on the side, like mooting and competitions, and regular legal talks held by the Centre of Legal Governance, which are accessible, relevant, and raise provocative questions about the developing areas of law. Many of my friends have gone on to secure volunteering positions at organisations such as the New South Wales Parliament House, Justice Action, a prisoners' rights group that deals with criminal law, and the Macquarie Legal Centre in Parramatta. They've told me that they certainly wouldn't have taken up these opportunities had they not been encouraged by the Macquarie Law School's emphasis on making the law relevant, engaging, and an important tool for the achievement of justice within our society. I've also found out that at law school, it's true that what you put in is what you get out. Macquarie Law School gives you a strong base to get the most out of your degree, and I'm proud to stand here to affirm that tonight. My decision to come to Macquarie wasn't a simple one, but it's a decision that I'm glad I've made. I'm looking forward to learning more about specific areas of law, including media law, human rights law, and international law, which is a prerequisite, as George mentioned. After I finish, I'm still not really 100% sure about what kind of job I'd like to do, but maybe working in a human rights organisation for legal aid, the ABC, maybe a barrister, or even a university lecturer one day. But I feel like my law degree has given me a start in any of those paths. I'd like to wish you the best of luck with your decision to choose which university you'd like to go to and what course you'd like to study. I hope that you consider Macquarie Law School as your first preference. And I know from first-hand experience that it's not easy to decide, but hopefully in 1 or 2 years' time, you too could be in my shoes looking back on your decision and feeling really happy with the decision that you've made. Thank you.